Yeah, he double checked just like me. It's Tuesday. I wrote Monday on everything. That's what people are going to be dealing with today. I'm literally having to scratch out Monday so I don't tell you the wrong day of the week. It's Tuesday. That's why I said it's kind of one of those weird 3-day weeks. So anyway, you're back from the 3-day weekend. Wasn't long enough. I had a wonderful 3 days off. And got to do some really fun stuff. We had a cookout yesterday. It rained. A couple people have chimed in this morning. The James WRVA text line. Their 3-day weekend was marred by rain. Ours was as well. So we were planning having a cookout at my cousin Beth's house, but instead we had a cookout and sat in the living room enjoying hamburgers and hot dogs and watching the rain pour down. But like I said, I had a wonderful opportunity on Friday night. I went to the American Legion Post in Midlothian, and they put on a great event for Tech for Troops. We've teamed up with them in the past, and I've decided I think we're going to do something in the future with them as well. Great opportunity to spend time with a lot of veterans out there over the weekend, and I think I won a couple silent auctions, so I'm happy about that. Also, just spending time with the family, that was great. But the big part of my weekend, and I wanted to share this with you, was the Say Their Name Marathon. This is the second annual that they had at the Virginia War Memorial. Last year was incredibly touching. They did it on Sunday into Monday, Monday into Tuesday as part of the big Memorial Day. They switched up a little bit, and I think this was just perfect. They started on Sunday, and it was like 12, 14 hours to read every name that's enshrined, over 250 readers. Each of us got 50 names, read them in 3 minutes, and remarkably, they stayed on time, and everything was within a minute, within 60 seconds of your time to walk up and read. So I did it twice. I went in at 3:00, and then I said, I'd like to come back with the Gold Star families later in the evening, and I came back around 11:45 and helped finish the readings of the over 2,000 names that are enshrined at our Virginia War Memorial. And like I said, it was touching. I wanted to be there like I did last year. Last year we did it, and it was Monday into Tuesday. So I actually just came straight to work, stayed up all night because I wanted to be there for those Gold Star families. Did it again this year and then volunteered. Can I please come back and read with the Gold Star families at the end? And I'm glad I did, because it's special to be there with those people that every day for them is Memorial Day. So in case you missed it or you didn't get a chance to stop by, here's what it sounds like when you read out those names. Each reader was given 50 names to read out loud. So if we remember them and say their names, their legacy is never lost. So here's my reading of 50 names during this marathon on late Sunday night into Monday morning.
Vernon L. Hartman Jr., F.R. Hittinger Jr., C.M. Holland, Michael E. Hopkins, Robert L. Hoskins Jr., Charles C. Eisler
Go ahead and jump
Jr.,
back in when you're ready.
Richard G. Jester, James R. Johnson, J.V. Johnson Jr., Richard M. Keegan.
So the names were read out loud by people from all walks of life, from newscasters to family members to members of the community, members of the American Legion, people that volunteer, and the staff at the Virginia War Memorial. Absolutely beautiful. And then taps was played at the very, very end. But I'm glad I went back at the end, and there was a wonderful story that Dr. Clay Mountcastle shared with us. And then we got a chance to experience it firsthand. There's a Virginian that was killed in action, and the family had come to the Virginia War Memorial looking to see their loved one's name up on the wall enshrined, and he wasn't there. And they asked, where's my son's name? And according to the Defense Department, he is not eligible to be enshrined on the Virginia War Memorial because he was not, quote unquote, from Virginia. His DOD information shows that he was from California, and the family goes, no, he's from Virginia. And it turned out he had enlisted in the Navy, out of Virginia Beach, served in the Navy, and then left the Navy and then re-enlisted into the Army. And that's where he made that ultimate sacrifice as someone who showed up from California, U.S. Army, and that's where the Defense Department had him. But in reality, he was a Virginian who originally was in the Navy, then went into the Army. Therefore, he was eligible to have his name enshrined in our Virginia War Memorial. And Dr. Clay Mountcastle and his staff did the research and confirmed everything and showed off to the Department of Defense and the Veterans Affairs folks. So he is enshrined now. This is the year that they had his name there, and his mom was able to be there to read his name. And it was absolutely beautiful. I actually sat with her. She was sitting there by herself. So I sat with her and actually held her hand as we were waiting to go up and read. And I read, and I sat down with her. And then Dr. Mountcastle said there was a Gold Star family that needed someone to step in and read. So I read actually 3 different times, and then was one of the last 3 readers. And I sat with that mom, and we held hands as we were waiting to go up to the podium. And then I was able to stand with her, and she asked if we'd videotape. So we videotaped so she could see it. Her family members weren't able to be there, so I was able to be with her. And boy, did it just make Memorial Day come alive for me in a different, meaningful way. And we had Kevin Looney on, whose son, Brendan Looney, if you follow the Travis Manion Foundation or the Brendan Looney Foundation, they were on television this weekend talking about what tremendous young men Brendan and Travis were, and it just helped the whole thing come together. It was absolutely beautiful. So I do want to thank everyone at the Virginia War Memorial for putting on something so special, and all the readers out there. They did an amazing job, and I was just humbled to be part of it. They gave us a little memento, a stone that I have now on my desk that says, "Say their name." And it's something to remember these people that sacrificed their way of life for us. They sacrificed their life for our way of life, and we should continue to honor them and maybe have our better angels come out. There was an ugly post the Democratic National Committee put out, and don't worry, I'm not bashing anybody on this. I'm actually going to praise someone that talked about the service members we've lost in this fight with Iran, and it put out that Donald Trump's war of choice and had their names listed as a way to bash the president. It was immediately taken down. It was some poor taste. Tammy Duckworth, who's a senator from Illinois that normally I would not agree with a lot, she's come out and actually condemned it, saying this is disgusting. Do not use our troops in a way for your political attacks. And I just want to say to Tammy Duckworth, well done. I'm glad you spoke up. More people need to speak up, and we need to remember, stop being red, stop being blue. Let's be red, white, and blue, especially at times like this during Memorial Day, where none of those kids that are enshrined in that enshrined on that wall in the memorial asked if they were fighting for Republicans or Democrats. They were fighting for the United States of America. We owe them better. So Tammy Duckworth, I applaud you for stepping up and saying that's wrong. There's a line they crossed. They quickly pulled it back down. But I'm glad that Tammy Duckworth had the courage to speak up and say something like that. Again, not a lot that she and I will see eye to eye on. We see eye to eye on that. It gives me hope. What do you think? 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. How did you celebrate Memorial Day? How did you remember those? Did you take just a half a second, just a moment, whether it was private reflection in your car driving down the Midlothian Turnpike? Did you attend something? Did you go out to one of the national cemeteries? Did you go to the Virginia War Memorial? Did you drive up to Arlington? There's a great story of someone who said, I can't make it to Arlington. Can someone please go take a photo of a tombstone in Arlington? Not only did people go take, there were like hundreds of people that went by and took pictures, posted them, and it was just beautiful as Americans remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of this country. I thought it was really, really touching. All right, coming up on the program, we've got a lot more to get to this morning. In fact, we're going to talk about Memorial Day with Navy SEAL and our congressman from here in the area. John McGuire is going to stop by about 45 minutes from now, so you don't want to miss that. All right, today's program is brought to you in part by